Critical thinking and research. Having started down the road of developing a research project, and by taking the first step of thinking about how to develop a set of research questions or hypotheses and how to start putting flesh on those bones, it is important to pause a moment and spend some time exploring the idea of critical thinking. Doing good research is about thinking critically, whether that's about developing the skills to think critically more generally or evaluating our own research and the research of others. It is also about understanding whether we actually need to do research at all. When you think about the word critical, it conjures up images of being negative about something or nitpicking and asking questions about things that are rather unhelpful and often unstructured. Critical thinking is actually about asking questions in a systematic way to get as near as it is possible to the truth. It's about not accepting at face value what you read or hear, and instead looking at evidence that supports statements made and working out for yourself whether there are enough good reasons to believe something to be true. Being able to have this skill is one of the key skills of being a researcher. It helps us to understand both the context and the value of research, as well as being able to understand any research outputs. When thinking critically, the kind of questions we need to ask are to do with the what, who, where, when, how and why, as well as the what if, what next, and the so what. Asking these questions helps us to describe, analyse and evaluate what we see and what we hear. The crucial questions for almost any topic are what, so what is it all about, what is the issue that we're looking at, why are we looking at it, so why are we here looking at the context in theory, why did it happen, why this particular solution or method, and why not something else. How is about the process, so how does it all work, how did it happen, and the so what is the bit that actually helps you to make a judgment or conclusion. What does all of this actually mean, and what is its significance? Learn Higher, the Centre for Excellence in Teaching and Learning, has put together a number of excellent learning resources on critical thinking, what it means and how you go about developing your skills to think critically. The resources included take you through the main ideas behind critical thinking and introduce you to a number of different activities. The Critical Thinking Study Guide is particularly useful for learning about how to develop your thoughts and to develop your understanding about how to think about critical questions. Putting all of this into the actual context of research, thinking critically helps us in a number of different ways. It actually helps us to evaluate the need for research in the first place. We start to understand what has gone before, how it's been conducted, and what it actually really tells us. This forms part of the literature review process, and we're going to look at that in the next slide series. Thinking critically also enables us to develop the skills that we need to critically evaluate our own research and the outcomes from it. Being able to answer these sorts of questions are really key skills for being able to understand the social world. It's not just about research as you may think of it in its drier sense. There are, of course, facts and figures they're talked about all the time, every day. Whether it's about the latest state of the economy, the effects of crime in a community, to opinions about the latest technological gadget or food fad. Being able to actually think critically about what you see and hear is a key skill for everyone. There are many people who write and blog about the way in which information is used and interpreted. Ben Goldacre's Bad Science website and blog is a useful starting point to explore critical thinking in the real world, so have a look.